welcome to Glasgow. It's the night before the wedding. It's been an interesting lead up, a little stressful but fun. We're here with all of the people we love nearest and dearest to us, doing our best to get ready to celebrate tomorrow and enjoy the day that we have looked forward to for going on 4 years. So we can't wait. We can't wait to welcome everyone and have a great time together. Eat, drink, and be merry.
We will come off the minibus out there because...
Yeah.
So we need a plan B and a plan A. So plan A would be...
Always got ABC.
I would really prefer it.
Okay.
But
Yes.
if it's not possible...
Okay.
Sharon, you can decide whether you want to be... Sorry, Alec, if you are
So we were in the chapel tonight going through our rehearsal for how we're going to be entering, exiting, standing, sitting, moving, in some motions feeling. So that's what we were doing here tonight with the bridal party.
seconds each, and you're going to find yourselves in the front pews there. Not the bridal party for us.
Tomorrow, I am most looking forward to seeing Drew's face when this all comes together and seeing the joy on his face and the joy on the face of our friends and family.
Yes, and on this side, we're Liz, Dick,
Our job after we've left, before people actually, the guests start leaving as well, is to basically form a net and catch a fish.
Where do we go from here to the cloisters to stay dry? Or in your pocket, and it's only when...
If he can't hear this, so I'm going to speak a little quietly. So tomorrow, before the vows, I have organized 5 people to sing a song that my small ensemble, Potomac Fever, sings normally. They're not all here, so we've recruited a couple of extra people who are also in small ensembles to sing Can't Help Falling in Love, which is the first song that Drew ever karaoke'd to me, and the only song I have ever sung with him as a karaoke.
Wizard of Oz? No.
No.
This way.
This way. Oh, I thought it was facing that way.
Good morning, gentlefolk.
Yes,
how are you?
What?
Please come in. Welcome to the chaos. It's a fun time.
It's a little cold now. I tried this very close, but yeah. Peter's like, there's an outdoor. Oh, you look fabulous. I'm also, the thing that you guys are going to be doing at 9:45, there's a second room you guys are going to. So you don't have to worry about it. So leading up to the wedding, what we did was every couple of days we would talk about a different aspect of the day or a different piece, and it was always sort of when we had free time. So often it was like 8 in the morning while we're driving to work, or at like 9:45 or 11 o'clock at night while we're lying in bed and Drew's half asleep. And I'd be like, okay, let's go through the details. So we talked through the day in like 5-minute increments, effectively, for not just the ceremony but the entire day, so that we were on the same page. One of the things that's been interesting about this process is blending American traditions around weddings with Scottish traditions around weddings, and then sort of making it our own, because we are a gay couple, so we don't have to do all of the heteronormative components. Because he's big into Lego, and our cake topper didn't Nothing like Lego in the morning hours. No. Yeah, exactly.
Today's the big day and we're really excited to get started. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning and I found out about 10 o'clock yesterday that I would be the officiant. I've been the understudy, so I'm stepping in to make sure that the couple has the best day ever, and we're really excited to celebrate them.
Hello.
Good.
You alright?
Yes.
So much more subdued.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, come in.
Come on in. Come in. Thank you.
After nearly a year, this is finally happening. This last 2 weeks has been absolutely crazy, running here, there and everywhere, but finally everything is coming together. The kilt, the jacket, and we had the rehearsal dinner last night and it was great. There were so many different circles of our lives all coming together, and to see everybody getting on well and everybody's there with so much love for us was really moving. And all the worries that we had about will this person get on with that person, will they interact, just all vanished, and it was just a really special feeling. Today I feel a little nervous, but I don't feel as nervous as I did at the beginning of the week, just because now everything's in place and we just get to enjoy the day now.
Oh, with the ribbon. Oh, that's spectacular. Show them on the, yeah. They're about to sing a song that we talked about for the rehearsal, so.
Wise man say, only fools rush in. But I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. Oh, but I can't help Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Hello, I am Jess Speech, and I've been Peter's friend for 20 years. And we never have nice things, because this is what happens every time we talk. We've been friends for 20 years, and we're all unhinged in the same way. So that's really the basis upon which you can build anything. That food. We've made up songs about ranch far too many times. And that makes sense to no one but us. So I'm so sorry that this is in the video. I'm most looking forward to celebrating two people I love very, very, very dearly and eating afterward or at the same time. We could do it all together. Great content. Every time you show up in a room. Yes. At the touch of your hand, the sound of your voice, at the moment your eyes meet mine, I can't remember the words. My mind, I am losing control, fighting feelings I can't define. It's a sin with no name, like a hand in a flame, and the angels proclaim it's a dangerous game.
Yeah, I would go like up your arm.
I think so. Yeah, thank you, sir.
I like the snapper.
I'm in the party because I'm part of the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, and when both Peter and Drew came to DC, we were notified by friends of theirs that we should be on the lookout for them. So we were very happy to have folks coming in who we had pre-vetted, as good people. And it's been, almost 10 years now since they joined, and it's been a lot of fun.
Can you pull that beige bag out and put it in? We got theater gays, remember, Jess?
I know, thank God.
A bunch of theater folk. I did. So we wanted to do a first look. We are blindfolded because we didn't want to see each other before the wedding. I know it's kind of an antiquated tradition, but we spent so much time and money making sure that we looked good and making sure our outfits fit each of us individually that we wanted to be able to see each other for the first time in our outfits without having seen the pieces.
I'm just a guy, don't look at me.
It's so beautiful. Look at this. Oh, see? Oh, it just looks so good.
And look.
That's so you. I'm so happy. And I'm really happy. It's great.
I love it. Oh wait, look.
It's not even the same, is it?
No, it isn't. But look.
Oh, wow, and the braces as well. Your Birkenstocks. Oh, it's so you.
Oh, they did the flashes in it too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Oh, and you have an amethyst in your kilt pin.
Yep.
Oh, we matched.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. So beautiful.
Oh, I love yours. I love that you went with velvet for the lining. Yeah. It's so different.
It's so different. It's so beautiful though. And the way they've done it under the shoulder. He just looked amazing. He just looked amazing. And I was really proud of what I was wearing too. Played over his shoulder, and the brooch is beautiful.
His kilt pin, which was a thistle with an amethyst topper, was just spectacular. And seeing the way the tartan that we designed fit his kilt and his flashes just was spectacular. And watching the way it played with his jacket just struck me as so. His outfit fit him.
He was smiling at me, and it was just a smile of, isn't this wonderful? I love you, you love me, but isn't this exactly what we thought it would be?
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. First things first, for those of you who are wondering, no, I am unfortunately not Sarah. Sarah was supposed to be our officiant today, but life had other plans. She's okay, but she won't be able to make it today. Luckily, Peter and Drew had prepared me to be an understudy, and the show will go on. My name is Sharon, and I've had the pleasure of knowing Peter for 20 years. It started as all great stories do with a love triangle, and you'll be pleased to know I won. But all good things must come to an end, and when Drew showed up on the scene, I knew Peter had found his person. But let's be clear, Peter didn't just find his person, Drew found his too. And in the years since, it's not just that they chose each other once, it's that they keep choosing each other through moves and milestones and remodeling mayhem, through career changes and commutes and choir rehearsals, because that's what love really is. The daily, ordinary magic of saying, yep, still you, I choose you. If you know these two, you know music is part of their DNA. Choirs, concerts, and show tunes are the soundtrack to their lives. And like any great musical, their love has range. It's got the comedy numbers, the soaring ballads, and the occasional unexpected key changes. Together, they've created something with staying power, catchy enough to hum and deep enough to move you. Every story has its opening notes, the first glance, the spark, the moment when you realize, oh wait, are we on a date? And then, oh, this one's different. And over time, these two individuals, like two music notes on a score, return to one another again and again in shared harmony, each remaining beautiful individually, and together creating something truly magical. And as their relationship and harmony evolved, the themes grew fuller and more complex, enriched by time, laughter, travel, a hodgepodge of Birkenstocks, heated debates, hard challenges, mutual growth, and most importantly, mutual respect. Today, we gather not to celebrate the beginning of the story, but to celebrate the opening of their next act, their marriage. A place where the themes we already know, love, humor, adventure, grow fuller and richer, and where the harmony between them only gets sweeter. And because every great performance has that moment where the curtain lifts and the cast takes a breath before the first line, I'd love to invite Peter and Drew to take that breath now. Peter, Drew, I invite you to turn and look at your people. All of them gathered here from near and far, coming together to celebrate the two of you. We have lifelong friends and family from New Mexico, from Buffalo, from Pittsburgh, from Texas, from Boston and Belgium, and Poland and Italy, and yes, even from DC. People you've traveled the world with, shared a song with, laughed and cried with, and built everlasting memories with. And here's the best part. From this day on, there's no my family or your family. There's only our family. Our hand-picked, chosen family, made of the ones you were born into, the ones you chose, and the ones who choose you right back. Take it in, you two. Your friends and family are gathered here today to share in your joy and bear witness to your commitment. These are the same loved ones who will continue to support you throughout your marriage in times of health and hardship until you have seen your vows through. To everyone here today, I know that I speak on behalf of both grooms when they say thank you for being here to celebrate and witness the beginning of their next act together. Now, the grooms have also asked if we'd indulge them in another time-tested, sacred tradition, the selfie. Peter's got his phone ready, I hope.
It's me. It's always me.
So everyone lean in and let's start to make this official. Give us your best smiles, your cheers, and your jazz hands, and we're gonna get this selfie started.
All right. On the count of 3, we're gonna do a couple. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you all
Beautiful.
very much for indulging me.
All right, you two. And while we're keeping this ceremony full of joy and a little bit of mischief, let's not lose sight of the bigger picture. This step is not taken lightly. In a world that feels noisy, overcomplicated, and overstimulated, the real miracle is two people choosing to show up as themselves and choosing each other again and again. What makes Peter and Drew's love remarkable is not its performance, but its reality. A first date with unclear intentions, a proposal in an ordinary place, arguments over Legos and Joanne fabrics and hardware store runs, and selfies that quietly capture the beauty of everyday life together. Your love makes sense to the only two people who matter, the two of you. And that is what makes it beautiful. Because what counts isn't choosing each other just today. It's every quiet day after this one. Choosing and carrying each other through joy and grief, and recognizing that the small, unremarkable moments are the real fabric of life together. This is what you've built, and this is what we're here to honor. So we gather here today, surrounded by friends and family and bridespeople dressed as Skittles, to affirm your bond formally and publicly. Your love, represented by this ceremony, is designed to please no one but yourselves. And this is the sign of a strong foundation. You know what matters. Setting aside the rest of the world to look deeper, listen deeper, and be there with and for one another. You are a couple to admire, each seeing the other fully and absolutely. And as you grow old, all of us here will encourage you and hold you accountable to staying present with and for one another, to keep seeing what lies beneath, and when one calls out for connection, love, support, or ice cream, to always answer that call, even if it means digging into your secret stash to do so. And in doing so, you'll love not only the version of Peter and Drew that stand before you today, but love every version of Peter and every version of Drew that follow. And we, your people, will be honored to bear witness to it and to offer you our love and support along the way. Chosen family isn't just who shows up for the big party, though that is part of it too. It's who keeps showing up in all the seasons to come. And today isn't only about Peter and Drew's vows, it's also about the wisdom, love, and support that will walk with them into their marriage. And with that, I'd like to invite Marcus Brown to come up to read a selection on union chosen by the grooms.
Welcome, and congratulations. I am delighted that you could make it. Getting here wasn't easy, I know. In fact, I suspect it was a little tougher than you realize. To begin with, for you both to be here now, trillions of drifting atoms had somehow to assemble in an intricate and intriguingly obliging manner to create you and your relationship. It's an arrangement so specialized and particular that it has never been tried before and will only exist this once. For the next many years, we hope, these tiny particles will uncomplainingly engage in all the billions of deft, cooperative efforts necessary to keep you and your marriage intact and let you experience the supremely agreeable but generally underappreciated state known as coexistence. Why atoms take this trouble is a bit of a puzzle, being either of you is not a gratifying experience at the atomic level. For all their devoted attention, your atoms don't actually care about you. Indeed, they don't even know that you're there. They are mindless particles, after all, and not even themselves alive. It is a slightly arresting notion that if you were to pick each other apart with tweezers, one atom at a time, you would produce a mound of fine atomic dust particles, none of which had ever been alive, but all of which had once been both of you. Yet, somehow, for the period of your existence, they will answer to a single, overarching impulse to keep you as a couple. And so, you really are at the beginning of it all. The trick, of course, is to make sure you never find the end. And that, almost certainly, will require a good deal more than lucky breaks. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcus. I would like to invite all guests to share a song, Hymne à l'amour, first written and performed by Edith Piaf, but more recently performed by Celine Dion at the Paris Olympics. Drew has chosen this as this song was written by Piaf to describe her deep, undying devotion to love. This will be performed by the Capella String Quartet. Please enjoy. Thank you. And now, I'd like to invite Philip Bradley up to read a selection on love, chosen by Drew.
I Carry Your Heart With Me by E.E. Cummings. I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I'm never without it. Anywhere I go, my dear, and whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful you are my world, my true. And it is you, or whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a song will always sing is you. Here is the deepest secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root, and the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope and mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart.
Thank you, Philip. I would again like to invite all of our guests to share a song, Close to You by the Carpenters. This was one of the first songs sung by Drew to Peter when they first met. This will be performed by the Capella String Quartet. Thank you. And now, our reader is someone very close to Peter and Drew, deeply close, spiritually close, and physically very close, about 2 feet away in exact. It's me. I'd like to now invite myself up. And if you're keeping score, yes, I am the officiant, the MC, and also the entertainment. Prior to me wearing all of these hats, I was asked to share a reading on love, chosen by Peter. Oop. Yeah. Love is. Love is knowing we are all a little weird, and life's a little weird, and we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours. We join up with them and fall in mutual weirdness and call it love. Love is standing here in front of a boy, asking him to love him. Love is light in a dark place when all other lights have gone out. Love is Wally and Eva until your batteries run out. Love is asking, after all this time, and knowing the answer will be always. Love is strong enough to make you feel like you can leap tall buildings in a single bound. It's a shield with a star, an artificial limb, a hammer for the worthy, and an iron suit all in one. When it comes to love, treat yourself. Love says, take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Love is like a prayer. Love knows when we're having the time of our lives and that we've never felt this way before. Love hits the reset button, but is not really forgetting, so you can be there for the other person when they need to borrow your charger. Remember, it's a well-known fact that the 3 series still has the best durability among helper bots. At the same time, the 5 series has some impressive features of its own. Love doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes, and we keep loving anyway. Love is finding your person, have your feelings escalate into murder, and still being alive together. Love is like a handprint on the heart, changing you for good. Love is 1.21 gigawatts. Love is what flows through the flux capacitor. It makes us drive 88 miles per hour, speeding towards our destiny. Love is when they say, I love you, and you instinctively respond, I know. Love is the moment before you're frozen in carbonite, when the person you've had your eye on finally admits what you always knew. Love is do or do not. There is no try. Love is more powerful than a T-Rex. It doesn't require any more teeth to win. It already has enough. Love is our happy thought. Love is magic. Love is what we found in all the gaps, chaos, cosmos, and time. Love is. And now, Peter has asked some members of the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C. to prepare a song.
Surprise!
Oh.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too. But I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Peter and Drew, you've already chosen one another as husbands in life and in law. And today we recognize that bond with this marriage ceremony and with hand fasting. Peter and Drew have decided to include a hand fasting in their wedding ceremony to emphasize their eternal bond and to reinforce the feeling that they never wish to be parted from one another. This ritual symbolizes the weaving of two lives into one bond and is thought to be how the expression "to tie the knot" came to describe marriage. Like molecules joining together, forming strong bonds and creating new, stable structures, and like voices in a choir resonating more beautifully together, today you two weave together the strands of your shared story. They've asked some of their dearest friends to help tie these ribbons. Each ribbon represents not just the joining of their hands, but the joining of their lives, their families, their futures, and their communities of love and support. I'd like to invite the wedding party to come forward one at a time to add their ribbon, in color order, of course. As I announce you, please make your way to the front. Kate will be laying the red ribbon. Matt will be laying the orange ribbon. Jess will be laying the yellow ribbon. Gibson will be laying the green ribbon. Trevor will be laying the blue ribbon. Marcus will be laying the indigo ribbon. And Calvin will be laying the purple ribbon. I would also like to invite their siblings, Alec and Anita, to add the representations of their clans, Clan Gordon for Peter, and Clan Campbell of Argyll for Drew. Lastly, I invite David to add the representation of their choice to build a life together, the tartan they designed together, now officially registered with the National Scottish Registry of Tartans. This tartan is deeply symbolic, weaving together the strands of Peter and Drew's shared and varied histories, and standing as a symbol of the life they are weaving together. Its colors draw from both Scottish flags, the blue and white of St. Andrew's Cross, and the red and yellow of the Lion Rampant, symbolizing Drew's Scottish heritage and Peter's Scottish-American roots. It also incorporates the red and gold of New Mexico's flag. And because this just wasn't vibrant enough for their liking, they added fuchsia because, and I quote, "it's pretty." In this fabric, their past, their present, and their futures are woven into one design. As your hands are bound together, so now are your lives and hearts. Though each ribbon is beautiful, oops, it's okay?
There we go, yep.
Though each ribbon is beautiful on its own, when they are woven together, they form a stronger bond. I'm going to get close to you.
I long to be close to you.
Just as your marriage is made strong not only by who you are individually, but who you are together. These ribbons are not meant to bind you in constraint by force, but to remind you of the promises you've made by choice. Though, of course, if constraint is your thing, we're not here to judge. These ribbons don't create your union, they honor it. What binds you together are the vows you've made and the love you continue to choose. You hold in your hands and your hearts the making and breaking of this bond. Just as your hands are now bound together, so too are your lives. May you forever be one, sharing in all things, in love and loyalty for all time to come. May your marriage be blessed with patience and dedication, forgiveness and respect, love and understanding. That's too tight.
It works well when you're not wearing a jacket.
See this?
I've got it.
Okay.
I've got mine.
Ha-ha!
Yay!
There we go. Close enough
Yep.
for getting on with.
That's great.
Yeah. All right, y'all, enough from me. The words that matter most, I will take this. Beautiful. The words that matter the most are the ones they have written for each other. The grooms have prepared some thoughts on what it means to each of them through their vows. Drew, would you share your vows with Peter?
Peter, here we are, 8 incredible years later, and I still remember our first meeting like it was yesterday. We were just two newbies trying to find our voices in the gay men's chorus of Washington, D.C., and I can still hear that moment when you were speaking French with Thea, our artistic director. I thought, voila, this is my chance. Having just moved from Brussels, I jumped into the conversation, hoping my French would impress you or at least not embarrass myself. Little did I know it would lead to a harmonious duet of life and love with you. We've weathered some storms, like the saga of buying our house. It pretty much took a village, or more like your mum's house, to get us through those trying contractor days, and I think the words character building doesn't quite capture it. But even through the dust, delays, and dubious design choices, we stuck together and finally found home in each other's arms. And now, I make you these promises. I promise to always listen to you, sharing your joy, your happiness, and even your saddest days, without judgment, unless you actually ask for my 2 cents. I promise to express how I'm feeling, even if it might sound like I'm speaking French again, confusing, charming. I also promise to work on my forgetfulness, even if it means investing in hundreds of sticky notes or setting alarms for everything. Peter, what truly makes our journey unforgettable is your self-awareness and your ability to communicate with me. You give me the space to do the same, always supporting me when I'm overwhelmed or down, and joining me in life's dance, even if I occasionally step on your toes. You're an incredible, loving, wonderful person, and I can't wait to grow older with you. We've created a beautiful life together so far, and I look forward to many more plots, twists, comedic moments, arm in arm. Here's to more cuddles, more adventures, and a continuing duet that doesn't need a conductor, just a lot of love.
Is it me? All right, it's me. So I'm going to start this by saying we didn't know each other's vows beforehand, but we apparently have some common themes. Okay, so, Drew, I struggled with how to start something that is supposed to capture our life together and set the tone for our future. So let me start at the beginning. Salut, ça va? Je suis ravi d'être ici avec toi. That means, hi, glad we're here together, more or less. Over the last 8+ years, don't ask me the exact number, because apparently I can't get it right. We've had adventures I never would have dreamed of, evenings with dearly loved friends and family, quiet nights in, and yes, even our share of arguments. Nothing really makes for a good discussion, quite like planning an international wedding combining 2 different cultures, or remodeling a house when you're not in the same state. Although I should point out that the good times do far outweigh the bad. Throughout all of this, there isn't anyone else I could imagine being beside. Time and time again, you have shown yourself to be kind, considerate, thoughtful, if a little forgetful sometimes, compassionate and generous in heart and soul to me and to everyone around us. You've grown to learn and tolerate my ADHD. That 5 minutes is really never 5 minutes. That goodbyes can sometimes take an hour, and that I will never be able to cook for less than 10 people, even when it's just the two of us and we're leaving the next day on vacation. If I had to pick one word to describe our life together, I would pick joyful, because joy is what you make me feel, even when things aren't exactly peachy. I know we joke that you'll do, and I roll my eyes at your many puns. But I couldn't imagine doing this with anyone else. Seeing what adventures we can get up to, and even yelling, "What?" at you when my hearing starts to go in 40 plus years. Well, maybe I could imagine it with a few fewer puns, but at this point, I've adapted. So I want to make a few promises to you. I promise to try to be on time. There are no guarantees, but I'll do my best. I promise to say I love you and to generally mean it. I promise to grow together. The last 10 years have been full of change, and one of the things that I love most is that we've grown with that change together, and I want to continue to do that. I promise to communicate with you in good times and hard, because that is the bedrock of who we are as a couple. And most importantly, I promise to support you in whatever you do, because you deserve the same support that you have given me time and time again, and which I'm sure you'll continue to do. Je t'aime, du hasty.
Typically, at this stage, we would perform the dedication of intent. It's the part of the wedding everyone knows, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poor. But as Peter and Drew some time ago just could not wait a second longer to become husband and are in fact already legally married, we've changed the wording slightly so we can find out how things have been going lately. Peter and Drew, please take each other's hands and look into each other's eyes. Peter, Drew, did you discover that love is in fact patient, particularly when one of you says he'll be ready in 5 minutes? If so, say, "I did."
Generally?
I did.
I did, yes. That's like the proposal.
And did you discover that love is in fact kind when life feels overwhelming and work runs later than it meant to? If so, say, "I did."
I did.
And over this past year, did you keep loving each other, for richer or for poorer, and especially when one of you accidentally ordered too much for dinner or too much on Amazon? If so, say, "I did."
I did.
And did you two already vow to honor and cherish one another in good jokes and puns, and arriving punctually and panicked for as long as you both shall live? If so, say, "We did."
We did.
Peter and Drew, do you affirm that the vows you've made, promises of love, loyalty, and laughter, are vows you continue to make today as you step into this next chapter of your lives together? If so, say, "We do."
We do.
And now to the current state of things. Now I'd like to ask David to bring up the rings. Thank you. These rings were made in Santa Fe, New Mexico, by a jeweler identified separately by Peter and Drew, and also Peter's 95-year-old grandmother, Mariana Ginny. They are made of the same materials: gold, denim opal, fire opal, and diamonds. However, each are designed to represent themselves. The flag of Scotland for Drew. and a Native American design called the River of Love for Peter. Peter, Drew, as you exchange rings, let them remind you of the vows you've already lived into, and as a daily reminder of your renewed commitment to one another. These rings are unbroken circles without beginning and without end. What gives them meaning is the love you place inside them and the symbolism they carry. Like the ribbons that tied your hands, they are an ongoing symbol of your bond. And like a favorite song, they'll carry new meaning each time you return to them. When you look at these rings on your hands, be reminded of this moment, your commitment, and the infinite love without end you feel for one another. Peter, please place the ring on Drew's finger and repeat after me. I, Peter Andrew Cheney, choose you, Andrew James Hasty.
I, Peter Andrew Cheney, choose you, Andrew James Hasty,
To share all parts of my life.
to share all parts of my life.
My adventures, my sadness, and my joy.
My adventures, my sadness, and my joy.
I promise to lift our burdens together.
I promise to lift our burdens together
And celebrate all facets of who we are as a couple and as individuals.
and celebrate all facets of who we are as a couple and as individuals.
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
to represent the complete and unbroken love I have for you.
to represent the complete and unbroken love I have for you. We got them 2 years ago. Let's hope they fit. There we go.
Drew? Please place the ring on Peter's finger and repeat after me. I, Andrew James Hasty, choose you, Peter Andrew Cheney.
I, Andrew James Hasty, choose you, Peter Andrew Cheney,
To share all parts of my life.
to share all parts of my life.
My adventures, my sadness, and my joy.
My adventures, my sadness, and my joy.
I promise to lift our burdens together.
I promise to lift our burdens together
And celebrate all facets of who we are as a couple and as individuals.
and celebrate all facets of who we are as a couple and as individuals.
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
to represent the complete and unbroken love I have for you.
to represent the complete and unbroken love I have for you.
Two years, twist.
All right, everyone, you've done very well. We're rounding the corner, and it won't be long now before we get to let loose and come to do what we actually came here to do, which is eat. But before I let you go, this lovely couple has asked for a photograph of everyone in attendance. So as you exit the chapel, please follow the bridal party to the steps. If the weather is cooperative, we're going to get a photo just outside on the steps. Okay, business adjourned, back to the good stuff. In the eyes of these witnesses, who could not be happier for you, by the vows you've spoken, and with the absolute lack of power vested in me by literally anyone, and which is not legally binding, it is my great honor to declare you already married. You may kiss your husband. Family and friends, it is my pleasure and joy to present to you for the very first time, well, Peter and Drew, because they're keeping their own names. Congratulations. Please stand and join me in celebrating the happy couple.
love surprises. Drew loves to surprise me. I love to surprise Drew. Our very first Christmas together, we designed scavenger hunts for each other without knowing that the other person had done that. So we each sent each other on a scavenger hunt.
What does the tartan mean to me? The fact that we created something that has elements of my culture and elements of his culture bound together is really incredibly important. I mean, he has Scottish roots with his great-grandmother being from Aberdeen. But the fact that we have something unique that is beautiful is something really special. To know that you have something that is just yours. Obviously, now that it's registered, anyone can get it, but it's just ours. And this is exactly what we wanted.
Drew is a Lego person. I'm not. Drew has a lot of Lego.
There's a part of me that secretly wanted a Lego cake that you cut into and all those Lego bricks come out of. But I thought, no, I can't do that. So, that there's a Lego topper is a lovely concession from him to go, yes, you can have your Lego.
So one of the things that I did while we were in London was I had some custom Lego figures printed for us. So you have a Lego spaceman who's chasing after a heart, and I have a donut, but still. But on the back, it has our wedding date on it. So you have some custom Lego figures that's just for the two of us. So you can't tell me I never let you put Lego anywhere.
That was stand up in English, everyone.
Thank you for translating. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome into the room the first group of Calvin, Marcus, Trevor, and Gibson.
It's like you're always stuck in second gear when it hasn't been your day, a week, a month, or even your year. But I'll be there. I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They could flock into my cauldron, crying spells as a please, and I help them. Yes, I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, next into the ring, please welcome in Anita and Alec!
We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and say, hi. We are family. Yeah. I got all my sisters with me. Oh yeah, we are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we announce our last couple into the room, there's a couple of napkins in front of you. Now I want you to grab your napkin. I want you to wave that silly in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome into the room your newlyweds, Peter and Drew. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your
Ladies and gentlemen, we are just about to move in and start our speeches this evening. Now, before I do start the speeches, I must ask, whoever is doing a speech this evening, if I can please ask you to come forward and take a step right here for me, please. Now, first up for your speeches. First up for your speeches, please welcome your grooms, Peter and Drew.
Come over here, dear. We just wanted to take a moment and start this off and thank you all for coming from so far, some of you from near, but also so far for what has been a work in progress for anywhere from 4 to 8 years, depending on how long you've known us and how many questions you've asked. We have been planning this for 2.5 years, 3 years at this point.
You're the one with the details.
2.5 years. So we're really glad that all of it has finally come together, and then we get to share all of these wonderful moments and things that we have thought about and planned and tried to make perfect for everyone to enjoy their evening. So we're so glad you could be here. We're touched by everyone having come from really so far for so many of you, from America, from other countries, Belgium, Poland, Portugal, I mean, you name it, we've got it here. Italy, wait, what did I miss? Yell louder, Italy, we got one in the back. So we're just so touched. And I'm gonna pass it over to Drew to continue our touched moment.
Just want to echo what Peter said, that we are incredibly touched by the people who have made the effort to come here, and for some it's been really difficult. Craig and Fraser have come from the south side of Glasgow, and that's if you lived in Glasgow you'll know that's a big thing. It's a big
rough moment.
Rough moment. But to see so many people wearing kilts and the colourful. The answer to what we wanted was a colourful wedding, and it's just so beautiful, and we are incredibly beautiful. Is it Nessie? It's a double rainbow.
So not only do we have our colors, nature's decided to add theirs.
So, David, despite your curses, actually, it seems quite good. Thank you so much to my bridal party, to David, Anita, and Alec. Please put your hands together for the wonderful piping that Alec did earlier on. And my sister, who's been my rock, and David, who has been my counsel. So please acknowledge them as well. Thank you so much.
And then, as Sharon already highlighted earlier, I have the Skittles, as they're being affectionately nicknamed, the group that's full of color. I just want to thank all of them for dealing with me, really. I'm the hardest cat to herd in this group. Time management is not my favorite activity, so they have been wonderful at just keeping me on track, volunteering to jump in and doing whatever was necessary to make this day happen. And we also want to give a very, very, very special thank you to Sharon for jumping in with 26 hours notice on what, how, when, why, and where. So we just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much.
So much.
So much.
For everything. And we hope you get to enjoy the rest of the evening. I think that's us. Great, we're on to the next. Back to David.
Thank you.
I know, the picture of the rainbow is fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, Drew and Peter! Ladies and gentlemen, second off your speeches, please welcome it's Drew's best man, David!
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Oh, I'll let them have a moment, I think.
Real quick. This will be an evening of roasts, so I hope everyone brought their laughter.
Yes. Thank you. So good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is David. I am Drew's long-time friend, actually, since 2004, and also his best man. And Drew has asked if I might possibly say a few words on this auspicious occasion. And sorry, I meant to say he asked me to say as few words as possible. Yes. So when you've known someone as long as I've known Drew, you collect a lot of memories. Some of them are touching, many are hilarious, largely at your expense. And a few are, shall we say, scarring. However, it's been a real privilege to stand here today and share some anecdotes, mostly because it gives me the rare opportunity to publicly roast Drew without consequence. And with that, I shall continue. So Drew and I share a common background in having studied medicine, something I learned of recently. And where's Fraser? There you are. Thank you, Fraser. As regards his early days in hospital medicine, perhaps clarifies why Drew is marrying Peter and not Petula. With Drew indeed having fainted at his first sight of lady parts. When confronted face on in a hospital bed. This is true. And alas, apparently having been paid to be there would not rectify that issue. Now, I'm sure we can all agree today that Drew is every inch the handsome, well put together man, which he is. However, that hasn't always been the case. Let's just say style has never been Drew's strong suit. Let me give you an example. 2 words: Ibiza seduction. For a much anticipated summer vacation to Ibiza in 2006, Drew purchased a unique pair of swimming shorts, which he debuted on day 1 at the hotel pool. And yes, the design was called Ibiza Seduction. They were tight, pale blue, which contrasted intriguingly with its Scottish complexion. And it had a white print so aggressive it looked like the jungle itself was trying to escape. And children cried, sunglasses fogged over. However, this holiday also premiere of the mini kilt. This item had been acquired at a street market immediately prior to departing on holiday and seemed to lead to an unpleasant and itchy skin rash, which lasted the remainder of the holiday. Now, speaking of a Scottish complexion, which I indeed share, let us not forget the fake tan incident. Picture it, Sitges 2007. Our intrepid Drew decided to give himself a little glow-up for the night out. Alas, distraction took hold mid-application, and he only applied the fake tan to one arm. One. He later claimed it was to test the tone, but it looked just like he had spent the day arm wrestling in the Sahara while the rest of them stayed home. He tried vigorously removing the tan using the sand from the beach, but to little effect. In every photo, he's got one glowing orange limb, like he's halfway through turning into a traffic cone. But in fairness to him, things have proved stylistically. Since meeting Peter, Drew has come a long way. For a starter, no more mini kilts. He now owns multiple shirts. Some of them even fit. And that, my friends, is love. Now, while we're here being honest, anyone who's ever visited Drew or Peter at any of their previous homes would testify that there's a common decorative theme. Accumulation. Embroilment. Gathering. Lego. Now, each to their own. But to my amazement, Drew has clearly met his match in Peter. Their home tells a similar story. Their dating profile stated, mess for mess. But even in the chaos, there's charm, because their house is filled with laughter, warmth, and unmistakably the love that they have built together. Peter, you brought so much into Drew's life. Stability, kindness, balance, and yards of fabric and crafting material. So let's raise a glass, first toast of the evening, to Drew and Peter. May your life together be as full of joy as your hallway is of unopened boxes. May your love grow even stronger than Drew's delusional confidence in his choice of swimwear. And may your fake tan always be even. To the happy couple, Drew and Peter.
You went there.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your best man, David! Ladies and gentlemen, third up your speeches, please. Where's Matt?
Hello, right here. Yeah, all good. All right, hi. My name is Matt, and for those who don't know me, I've been friends with Peter and Drew in DC for the past 8-9 years, which is at least, what, like 10 cars ago? Each? Yeah, you know, I try. I met them both through the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C. I know, although they'll never admit it, they asked me to do this because they thought I'd be funny. So we could talk about how much fun I have tormenting Drew with all the epic Lego sets he can never have because he doesn't have enough room for them. Or how much Peter would kill him if those Lego sets encroached any further into the house. We could talk about how much my husband and I love traveling to New York City with them, if only so we can take bets on whether it's going to be 4 minutes or 6 minutes before the train departs before we see Drew running frantically to get onto the train and find an open seat, only to be followed at least a minute later by Peter just sauntering along. And he stops and he looks at us on the train and he waves. And then he continues on. We could talk about that. Right, yeah. We could talk about how, despite his love of puns and farcical humor, Drew hates Spaceballs, one of the greatest Mel Brooks movies ever, because he because he considers it sacrilege to Star Wars. We could talk about how Peter can't remember how old he is unless he counts backwards from Drew's age. We could talk about how Peter has absolutely zero rhythm and how you absolutely shouldn't ask him to clap at the beat of a song tonight during the reception if you want a good laugh. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I won't do any of that because that would be too easy. I think Peter and Drew have forgotten how my other superpower with giving speeches is being really earnest, and I think that's where I want to go today. I don't remember when I realized that Peter and Drew were first dating, but it absolutely felt right when we found out. Even though we hadn't known either of them for very long, it just made sense. And over the past several years, as the relationship has grown, as they moved in and bought a home together, as they renovated that second home, moved in there, and as they traded in car after car after car after car. I could keep going all night with this count. But as all that happened, it was clear that these two were an ideal pair, and the strength of their love and affection for each other was incredibly apparent. Drew and Peter are two of the kindest, most wonderful people I know. It's difficult to say which one of the two has the biggest hearts. Either of these guys will drop everything they have, everything they're doing, if it's to help someone in need. It doesn't matter if it's something small, like giving a ride to somebody at the end of a night, after a night on the town. And it doesn't matter if it's something huge, like cooking an entire 3-course meal for about 25 people in the span of about 5-6 hours as we were all grieving the sudden death of a friend in the chorus. Peter and Drew are there, every time. Sometimes to a fault. For example, I had a whole long story planned about the orange Birkenstocks I wore at today's ceremony, but the story kept changing right up until this morning. I don't want to keep you here until tomorrow night, but it was an ordeal that Peter insisted that the shoes fit and that they be comfortable walking in, that I be comfortable walking in them. It's a long storied story, but to suffice it to say, we bought 4 pairs of shoes. This is true. We bought 4 pairs of shoes between the two of us. I ended up wearing pair number 2 today after we punched a hole in it, in one of the straps, so that it would fit. Thank you, Ben. And it was all because Peter wanted me to be comfortable. But that's just who Peter and Drew are. They love their family and their friends unapologetically, and they will both move heaven and earth to bring a smile to everyone's face, to make sure they're enjoying themselves, to make sure they're well-fed and hydrated, often with a very potent cocktail, and to make sure we're wearing comfortable shoes, whether we want to or not. I was fine with that first pair, Peter. Oh, my God. But they also do this to show the people that they're with how much they care about them and how much they love them, to make them feel seen, to make them feel heard, to make them feel loved. And they do it so effortlessly. And that these two beautiful souls have found each other and grown together as a couple has been an absolute joy to watch. The love and care that they exhibit for each other is palpable and real, and it's genuine. And it came as little surprise to us when they announced their legal marriage recently in D.C. Of course, it was at a surprise party that they planned for us, for their friends, because they do love their little surprises. I've almost needed a spreadsheet to keep up with how many surprises you two have had planned for each other this entire time.
I had one.
Yeah. I'm sure there are at least 3 or 4 left for today that we're all completely unaware of. They probably have forgotten at least one. They're going to be like halfway back across the Atlantic, and Peter's going to suddenly scream on the plane, "Oh God, we forgot to release the doves." And there'll be some poor dead doves like lying back there at the university. Yeah. My husband and I are so incredibly grateful to have both of these gentlemen in our lives. They are truly two of the brightest spots in our little circle of friends and part of our chosen family. And they make us feel like we're their best friends in the world. But here's the secret that they think we haven't figured out yet. I bet for each and every single one of you in this room right now, Peter and Drew do the same for you. They make you feel like you are their best friend in the world, because that's just who they are. And that's why I'm so happy to be here and to give back to their years of love and friendship in some small way today. So please, raise a glass as you're able and join me in congratulating them. May you have many years of love and happiness together. May you have many more cars and Lego sets.
No more Lego.
But not too many. You still have bills to pay, mostly their car payments. May you comfort and support each other in hard times. And may you always remember this day and know just how much you are both loved by each and every person in this room. To Peter and Drew. Love you, boys. And that's it. I'm done.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for Matt! Ladies and gentlemen, next up for your speeches today, where is Jess?
Oh man, I'm already crying. That's good. Oh yeah, of course. Find my mark. I found my mark. Okay. So my name is Jess Flamholtz, and as of this toast, I've known Peter for 20 years. Almost half our lives. And trying to remember exactly how and when we met is like untangling a ball of string. I'm not sure where it starts or ends, but here we are together, whether we like it or not. But in truth, we met at the University of Pittsburgh at some point during our freshman year. And along with Sarah Bolin, who of course couldn't be here tonight, and Kate Henschel's sitting in the back. She was Miss Scarlet earlier today in the Skittle family. We quickly became inseparable. Like, it was a rare and instant connection, as if we'd always been in each other's lives. And, you know, we were like puzzle pieces snapping into place. We were passionate and a bit snobby about romance languages, like really snobby. Yeah, see? We, you know, we're always cackling inappropriately to the point of wheezing and tears. We were throwing in a well-timed 11 o'clock number with jazz hands, thank you very much. We were making up songs about ranch to the tune of Disney classics, and apparently one from Les Mis that I completely forgot about until earlier today, so great job, us. We've helped each other move, sometimes more successfully than others. And we've generally been dancing, we just generally danced our way into our 20s. Shout out to Pegasus, R.I.P. Sorry, I have a really intense cackle and I realize that I have a microphone and that's really dangerous. So, at a time of great change and growth, at a time when we're expected to emerge from university into the world as fully formed adults with a path and a purpose, I personally had no idea where I was going and may still not know where I'm going, but I did know who my people were. And for better or worse, we also became a litmus test for the other people that we brought into our lives, especially when we, quote, named the puppy, AKA whatever partner we were seeing at the time. Because we're usually a lot to handle in a group. We're just a big bundle of personalities. Like, we pick up where we left off last time, and last time could be yesterday or last year or 10 years ago. We don't let any story go to the archives, especially when it should.
Lamb, dear, lamb.
Oh my God, I swear to God, Peter. And we'll tell that story later over drinks. And we still cackle incomprehensibly, much to the chagrin of those around us. So when a partner makes it through the gauntlet unscathed, or like at most, lightly bruised, you know, we know that they've got a fighting chance of sticking around. So I knew Drew was a keeper the moment I met him. He is full of puns. I don't know if that's been mentioned before earlier today. So many puns and dad jokes for days. He is a walking catalog of musical theater references and song bites. He can clap back as fast as a viper. He looks incredible in drag, as many of us know. Gonna let that one settle. And he continues to test me regularly with Golden Girls punchlines, which, as we know, is an essential part of any friendship, right? But most importantly, as has already been mentioned many times tonight and shall be mentioned many more, he's incredibly generous. Not only with the people he loves, but with the people they love as well. And maybe a year into their relationship, Drew secretly organized a special surprise for Peter's birthday. He brought in Peter's mom, he brought in our friend Sarah, he brought in me and several other longtime friends in from out of state to DC. And I remember how overwhelmed and emotional Peter was when he showed up at the restaurant and all of us were there yelling and singing and screaming at his face. And I also remember how tightly he hugged and kissed Drew for gathering his loved ones to celebrate him. And I'm gonna lose it in a second, oh shit. And that is the spirit with which they have built a life. Musically and generously, shit. My hand won't stop shaking, it's so weird. Okay. Brimming with humor and joy, with good food and sometimes really sloppy food.
Not mine.
I'm sorry, who carries many packets of mayonnaise in their bags? It's Peter. He has emergency mayonnaise in all of his bags.
Emergency mayonnaise alone. It comes in handy.
Okay, sure. And it's also a life filled with mutual care and radical hospitality and acceptance of the whole person before them. God damn it. When I think of the idea of home, I don't think it's necessarily a place. I believe that home is other people. It's a sense of belonging and boundless love that nurtures us at our best and at our worst. And so my heart could not be more full, knowing that you have found home in each other. I love you both so much. I'm snotting all over myself. And just thanks for leaving us a key under the mat, too. To Peter and Drew. Just walk away with this. Oh, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again for Jess! Now, ladies and gentlemen, next up for your speech today, I'm looking for Alec!
I'm sorry for this. So just so we're all clear, I'm gonna leave my glasses on. That was for you, Drew. Wow. All right. So Peter asked me to give a speech. I'm not usually one to do these kind of things, but him, the situation, everything, absolutely. So I'm kind of winging it here, so bear with me a little bit. I was going to come in here full roast and just spitfire him, basically. And
There's time.
no,
Time, Alec.
I've changed my mind. I've decided I've done enough of that over, I don't know, your entire lifetime that we don't need to do that. There is one story, however, that's important. So, a few years ago, my dad got married. We all... Yep, so my dad got married. We all went to dinner and got really drunk. Peter got really, really drunk. Really drunk, yeah. So we get back to my dad's house, and slowly but surely the clothes start coming off. Yeah. So, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. So he comes out, he doesn't have pants on, but he's got a shirt on. Next thing we know, he disappears for a while, comes back. He doesn't have a shirt on, but he's got these blue underwear on. Tighty whities, but they're blue. And this is a house full of people. And he's drunk enough that he can't even speak in English because everything he was saying was in French. Okay? So there was a woman there, so my stepmom's sister, who was kind of acting as interpreter, and she said, I can't really understand what he's saying, but I think he's saying there's no place in this world for me, because he was drunk and emotional and tired and Peter. So yeah, there's no place in this world for me. And to that, this was 10 years ago, I say, Peter, look around you. This is your place in the world. Drew is your place, your friends are your place, your family, extended family. This is your place in the world. And at the center of that, well, actually, I should say, even though you've been a huge pain in my ass my entire life, I love you and I support you and I am there for you and everybody in this room is as well. Okay, next, Drew. I think that's all I want to say about Peter. We love you, we all love you. This is home, as Jess said, right? So when I first met Drew, I think Peter regretted it because we spent a good 45 minutes exchanging dad jokes back and forth. Legit 45 minutes back and forth, just testing each other out, and I think we both passed. So to honor that tradition, I've got a few here. So I should say there are other ways to annoy your brother other than roasting him in front of everybody. One of those is bagpipes, it turns out. One of those is constant annoyance. However, when we were 12, he threw me through some cabinets, and I've decided that's not how we're going to do it tonight. And the last way I know is dad jokes. So here we are. So, for everybody who wants to play along at home, what happened when the blue ship and the red ship collided at sea? What happened when the blue ship and the red ship collided at sea? Their crews were marooned. All right, one more. Why did the man fall down the well? Because he couldn't see that well. All right, wait, no, Peter, this one's for you. What did the drummer name his two daughters?
I know this one.
And a 1 and a 2. All right, we'll stop there. But to the grooms, Drew, God knows what you see in Peter. And Peter, thank God you found Drew. You guys are absolutely wonderful together. Well done to both of you, and we wish you all the best.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Alec!
David, could I just have 30 seconds?
Of course. Ladies and gentlemen, your groom Drew!
So, many of you were at the rehearsal dinner last night when we were giving out gifts in our tartan, and there's a couple of more people that we would like to give some gifts to. So the first one is a a traditional Scottish gift called a quaich, which is a friendship cup. And it has 2 handles. And part of the idea is that I drink from it, you drink from it, and we both trust that each other hasn't poisoned it. Also, it makes it easier to pass on to the next person because it has 2 hands. So, Alec, this is for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And to my shadiest friend ever. Frenemy number 1, thank you very much. Frenemy number 2 and 3 as well. I know you like a tipple. I like a tipple as well. So this gift is especially for you.
You get a box, David. Oh, wow.
It's a hip flask that in the back of it, you pop it out and it's its own cup. Unfortunately, I don't think that's enough to get him drunk. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
So I also gave out my things earlier, so there's nothing for me to announce. And I am still wearing those blue pants. Thanks, Alec. Okay, so one last thing. As Sharon had mentioned, or had been mentioned multiple times, we have had a swap in officiants over the last 27 hours. Our originally planned officiant sent us a toast that we have not seen. We received it this afternoon. So we're all going to watch it live together, although I don't know why it's not. Oh, I have to select copier l'écran. Attends, excuse me, 1 second. C'est une Epson PG, choisir de contenu. Fenêtre, choisir une fenêtre sur une app, recopier cette fenêtre-ci. Okay, voilà. Okay, we're here. So we're all going to see and hear this together. Enjoy. That's all I got. All right, shall I, David?
Hello, everyone. I would like to propose a toast from a distance. I apologize for my absence, but I had to send in at least a video toast because I have something very important to say. So, I'm very lucky because of my group of friends. As I get older, I've come to realize how rare it is to have friends after careers and children and life get in the way, much less have the same ones from when you were 20 years old. That's how old I was when I met Peter. Back then, all we had were dreams of a distant future, and it was hard to imagine what our lives would be or who would be in them. When Drew came into our lives many years later, he was immediately loved and accepted as one of us, but I can recall discussing behind the scenes how overwhelming and intimidating it must be to partner up with any one of us. There's real history there, and we're very close. I think the key to our success as friends for so long is that in spite of our closeness, we're very low maintenance. That is, judgment-free support is available as requested, but we've always allowed each other to make space for our own mistakes. And mistakes were made. When I wanted to start a diet of only green tea and bell peppers, Peter said, "Sounds effective." When I subsequently found his stash of Reese's peanut butter cups and ate them all in one sitting like a cartoon mouse, Peter said, "I'll buy more." The night before our final exams, Peter said, "Do you think I should spend 4 hours learning the choreography to Beyonce's All the Single Ladies instead of studying?" Yes! Yes! And I said, "Well, I guess a break could be beneficial." Once, we thought that we were being stalked by a scary man on the sidewalk. So we ducked into the revolving door of an apartment building, only the door was locked and wouldn't spin, so we both just stood crammed into the compartment of the doors as the completely non-violent businessman walked by and probably was wondering what was wrong with us. And we said, "Phew, that was a close one." Peter and I signed up for Pittsburgh's half marathon, a 13-kilometer jaunt through the hills of our city, and the night before the race, Peter said, "Let's get an oversized Mexican fast food burrito for dinner." And I said, "Rice is a carb." Once, on a road trip to Canada, Peter put my mother's only set of car keys on top of a different car and then sped off, flinging the sole set of car keys light speed into another dimension in Canada, never to be found or seen again. And Peter's brother Alec said, "Someday this will be funny." Because I wasn't speaking to Peter. But Alec was right, and so many of our mishaps are now some of our most cherished moments. Because in our younger carefree days, our problems were mostly silly, and the horizon was full of possibility. When our university days were over, Peter rented a moving truck and we all showed up to help him pack, which naturally he had not done. I have this distinct memory of Jess and I dumping drawers of cutlery into a cardboard box, loose knives, angrily, because Peter hadn't shown up to move out of his own house. Peter, the wonderful avoidant that he is, was hiding from the heartbreak. No doubt, wondering how we would ever survive life without each other, as we moved to different corners of the world. Maybe he could sense that as we got older, the problems would get bigger, they would become more complex, not as easily resolved. But we didn't need to worry, because even in our dreams, we could never have imagined a partner for Peter better than Drew. Like I said, when Drew appeared in our lives, it was clear from the start that he was our person, part of us, of our people. As their relationship progressed, there were many times when Drew should have judged, but he never did. Always showing up with a steady presence and a kind heart. Peter and Drew find their strengths and their inspirations independently, but Drew is usually happy to entertain Peter's wild ideas, which are similar to his wild ideas from when he was 20, only now they're even more expensive. He is patient and intuitive, empathetic enough to see past Peter's Stepford Wives exterior and get at the rarely seen, real, raw emotion below. We couldn't be prouder of you both, how you have been there for one another, how you have supported each other in your individual growth, how you have grown together. Like in our friendship, Drew and Peter give each other space to make their own mistakes, but are always there waiting with judgment-free support. And if our friendship is an indication of long-term success, then I'm sure that your marriage will go the distance. And Drew, today at your wedding, we are happy to say that Peter is all yours, but will be close by in case you need anything. Before I go, you should all know that Peter and I have discussed this day, the day of Peter's wedding, for 2 decades. And although after 1,000 episodes of Say Yes to the Dress, Peter hadn't really come up with many details about his future nuptials, there was one thing that a skinny mini 19-year-old Peter Cheney was steadfast about not wanting, and I think you're going to like this. He was certain that at his wedding, there would not be tartan of any kind. So, even though our lives possibly look a little bit different than what we were imagining and dreaming at the time, I think our 20-year-old selves would be pleased to know how things turned out, and especially pleased about who ended up being there. So, we love you both, and congratulations. A toast to the grooms.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sarah! Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know it's not the easiest job in the world, so again, a huge round of applause for all your speakers today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's us at the end of the speeches, so please sit back, relax, and your wedding meal will be served shortly. Thank you.
They seem to say, I love you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I can't remember the words.
Me neither.
Icy skies are blue, clouds are white.
Strong. But like, I'd like my voice later.
Do this. Come on. Wish for something special. I encourage you to. You gotta get moving as well. Yes. You said no chance. Robert, you can weave an apron in. Let's go. So my job is to get you hyped up for this party. Have you had a good day today? I said, have you had a good day today? Come on, Peter and Drew, they're ready for the good time. Right, Stevie, turn it off a little bit. Turn it off. You're up for me. I know you know the Ellen words, come on. I'll write a symphony just for you and me. If you let me to love you, I'll play. So the first verse is going to be for you, and then the second verse is going to be for them. I want to hear you singing it as loud as you can. Here we go, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready for love? Yes, I am. Are you ready? Are you ready for love? Okay. Yes, I am. Are you ready to welcome your couple back into the room? Yes, I am. I said, are you ready? Yes, I am. Make some noise for Peter and Drew right now. Let's go! Are you ready? Are you ready for love? Yes, I am. Are you ready? Are you ready for love? Noise for them right now. Come on, make some noise. Right, we're going to cut the cake. We're going to instruct you how to do this. We're going to get out of the way. There's going to be a big countdown. You're going to cheer on 3. That's what we're looking for. So, after me, 1, 2, 3. Right, we got the cake, that's it. Wait, let's get the cake away, come on. Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here. A celebration.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me absolute pleasure to welcome to the dance floor for the first time as a married couple. Can you please make some noise for Peter and Drew right now?
I'm not a sentimental person. That's what they always told me. Don't need someone to hold me. I'd rather stand apart. I'm not a sentimental person. It's not what I'm designed for. Can't say I've ever pined for someone to break my heart. So why does the moon seem brighter and my feet much lighter? And the breezy electrifying waves whisper as they flow by. It's as if they know I feel like crying. Do they know? Do you know if I'm a sentimental person? It's all because you found me. I change when you're around me. So darling, could it be true that you're a sentimental person too?
Come on, make some noise for these two right now. Okay, what I want you all to do right now is if you can all take your step onto the dance floor.
Talking to you.
Move number 3, I want you to crisscross your hand to me. Now I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. My first question tonight is, have you had a good day? I said, have you had a good day? So on behalf of Peter and Drew, they just want me to thank every single one of you for coming and celebrating their big day with them. Can you please make some noise for your wonderful couple in the middle? Now, before we run into the middle, I got one more question. Are you ready? I said, are you ready in the middle? In the middle, in the middle. And out. And in. Can I say that was the last song? Alright. Thank you very much. Let you get yourself home safe after this one. Take care. Good night.
Yes, I swear it's so
find that there's still a lot of depth to Drew in the speeches that I've never heard of before. He's such a great person, but I do feel like there's more for me to learn, and I can't wait to learn more about him, and maybe probably share some more of Peter's dirty secrets with him as well. Core memory that I have with Peter is the time we took an overnight train from Paris to Rome to spend Christmas with our friend Sarah down there. Our train was delayed by hours. We were stuck outside at the train station in Paris, froze to death, and then we're trapped on a train, almost got stuck in the Alps, and finally we made it for a Christmas celebration in Rome, but quickly booked plane tickets back so we'd never had to step foot on that train again. I'm so proud of Peter and Drew for sticking it out together. Relationships are hard, and they've really made it work in a way that I think we can all look up to, and I wish them many years of happiness.
It's been a wild ride. We got up this morning, got all the girls dressed, ready. I raced out to get to the bus. Peter, you were late. As usual. Going to the chapel, singing all of the songs from Drew and Anita's childhood, from school trips and stuff. Hilarious. I gotta say, your group of friends are pretty baller. They're pretty awesome. Everybody just kind of clicks. Everybody's all on the same page. So it's really fun to see. And now I understand a lot about where you get your stuff from, Peter. Why you say and do the things that you do. A little bit, right? Something that jumps out, I was actually telling, I think, Raymond about this earlier. In Lancaster, Pennsylvania, you would take the little plastic shopping cart, strip off all your clothes, much like the blue underwear situation. You'd strip off all your clothes, go running through the garden, and then end up at the neighbor's house, and we would get a call from them saying, "Hey, are you looking for Peter?" And they'd say, "Yep, he's here eating cookies, butt naked." So you haven't changed. It's clear that you've developed this circle of friends that, you've all grown up essentially together, which is really cool to see. To the couple, I love you guys. Good luck. Best wishes. I wish you guys the best. You guys are great people and great for each other. So have fun. Enjoy life.
We're so excited to see you guys on your wedding day. We're glad we can make it over here with Lenny. It's been quite an adventure, but we wouldn't miss it for the world. We've known Peter and Drew for a long time, especially Peter. We have quite a history with him, going all the way back to his dreaded PhD days.
Yes, that was some fun and challenging times back in the lab at Roswell. But
I think we saw him through some dark days, but also some good times.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. We learned to not ask the question, "How is your PhD going?"
Oh no, definitely not. But
Peter also stayed with us for 2 months over the summer.
Yeah,
he got to know our cat Tiggy very well. I was good friends with him. We also had a couple of stories of drunken stumblings home to our house and having to bandage up his bloody toe, which was not my forte. She's the doctor.
But we're so happy that he still loves the Birkenstocks, which are
the reason he had a cut up toe after that drunken night. But obviously he has come a long way in finding Drew, and we are so happy for them. They are such a perfect match.
So happy to see them have such a wonderful day. They deserve all this and more.
They've built such a community, and it's so great to be talking to these people from all over the world. It's been such a fun day, and they deserve nothing but the best.
So happy to be part of their circle, and we wish them the best. Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
Our time in Scotland has been fantastic. Peter and Drew gave us a wonderful excuse to come over and have a 2-week-long vacation and then have it culminate in this wonderful event that has been extraordinary. We've loved... We've gone all around the British Isles, but I do particularly fancy Scotland, I think, the best. I loved going through the Highlands especially. We know Peter originally. Peter and I went to high school together. We met We met auditioning for the High School Musical. I being an older sophomore while Peter was a freshman, and he was nervous at the dance auditions. And I said something nice to calm him down and told him he'd do fine and that we'd get out there and go dance. And then the rest is history. And then I think he met Matt very quickly after we began dating. And then we've known Drew the entire time he's been with Peter and knew immediately that he was the absolute best. And now I love Drew just as much as I love Peter. My best core memories of Peter in high school would be us in chorus. We stood next to each other in chorus, and I was an alto and he was a tenor, but occasionally the tenor section was a little light and needed some help, so that I was the first one to volunteer, because then I get to sing with Peter. So I loved every minute of it. And one time, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago, we went to a concert that was a sing-along, and we both kind of went, oh, we're singing next to each other. We haven't done that in a really long time. So I think that's what the core memory that reminds us of each other is singing. Boys, you are spectacular, and you pulled off an event that was better than anyone could ever imagine. Keep smiling and keep each other laughing. And that will be the key to everlasting love. We love you both. Great job.
We love you.
I think really it's a very serious thing to do, to take yourself through, for two people to get hitched.
Anyway, breaking news.
So, I mean, it's so... I'm sorry. Can we do that again?
We have to be happy and joyful.
Happy and joyful. Okay.
Tell us about your childhood.
No, we're going to talk about happy and joyful. Marriage, it's a lovely thing. I'd love to be married. I've just got to meet somebody first before I can get married. But thankfully, these two did it today, and it was amazing, really. Because it was a whole theatre production, wasn't it? It was lush and amazing and immersive.
I know, everybody was saying that. Yes, that's really interesting and good. Anyway, you
West End
look like you're from
could not
REM.
I am from REM, yeah. I'm the lead singer, yeah. And
tell us about that.
I like to be a bit private.
Private?
Yeah.
Define private.
Not on camera. However, it's a bit too late now, isn't it?
Not on camera, he says.
It's a bit too late.
Tell us about your porn career. We know who you are.
Excuse me, I know this person. He's definitely got nothing to hide as far as the police were concerned back in 1982 when they found him on a gutter, laid out.
I met Michael Steinman once in Berlin. I was walking across a snow-filled Berlin. It was all closed down because there's too much snow and the whole city couldn't work. And I'm walking towards a Game Memorial with Drew. And I said, let's follow these footprints. So we're walking into these half a metre deep footprints, walking towards a Game Memorial in the Tea Garden. And there's a man walking towards it, I didn't really notice who it was. Until he got right in front of me and had to step aside, and it was Michael.
Wow. In post, you're going to speed that story up.
Oh, that was riveting.
Detail.
I'm Rob, and I know the couple through actually the Buffalo Gay Men's Chorus, who introduced me to Peter and said, hey, Peter's moving to Washington, D.C., and you live in D.C., so why don't you introduce him around? And so he joined the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C., and we became fast friends, and then he met Drew, and it's all in the history books from there. Probably Peter. Probably Peter has the better voice. Yeah, he's got like that light tenor voice, and but I mean, other than that, like the one that you can really pick out in a crowd is Peter's laughter. You can be anywhere within a mile radius and know that it's Peter that's talking. A core memory?
Yeah, only you
Oh, geez. Well, so, I mean, Peter and Drew both came to Barcelona for my 40th birthday, and it was so special that they would make the trek, and they would join me, and we ate and drank and had a wonderful time, and I will really cherish that forever. Keep doing what you're doing. It's lovely and wonderful, and we love you so much, and your joy and happiness is infectious, and it just it spreads all around, and that's why we're here, to celebrate you. And so I hope that you have many, many years of happiness and joy.
My name is Jess. I met Drew at university 20 years ago. Drew, Peter, oh boy, it's been a long day. I met Peter 20 years ago at University of Pittsburgh, and we've been fast friends ever since. And I met Drew because he and Peter kind of found each other, and that's how I know the couple. I barely remember where exactly we met. I don't know when exactly in freshman year we met. My first impression was that I think we'll harmonize well together, but literally. We had pretty much immediately burst into song and realized very quickly we had similar tastes in musical theater, in other kinds of music, very similar cultural references, and we're just otherwise over the top. So first impressions were, we are all team too much. I don't know if there's a core memory that only the two of us would know, because a lot of our friendship has taken place with the two of us and our friend Sarah and our friend Kate, because we all met freshman year, one way or another found each other, and became inseparable fairly quickly. And so there's not a lot that happened one without the other. And all of the stories that Sarah shared during her toast, for example, were ones that I cut from my speech. I learned about Drew's questionable fashion choices from his best man, David, which frankly were worth their weight in gold. The unfortunate swimsuit choices, the half tan, half Scottish choices, the I don't know, I think one thing I learned is that they both bring joy to the people they love, and they build community so beautifully and so selflessly that every life they touch, every friendship they have, every person they meet gets enfolded in, and everyone has had that experience, and it's a beautiful thing to get to celebrate that together as a community. You know, Sharon said in her framing earlier during the ceremony that they continued to say yes, that they continue to choose each other, that they continue to recommit to making the effort of not just loving, but finding joy, finding comfort, finding support in the little things. And I am incredibly proud to see Peter break out of his shell. Well, he was already pretty far out of the shell. There was no shell. There was no shell anymore. But seeing him find his softness through Drew's kindness and through that sort of selfless listening ear and through his immense generosity, of which Peter has in abundance, but they complement each other so well. And so I'm incredibly proud that they found each other, they recognized what they found, and they built a life around it. I love this place. Folks are really lovely. I was here once 10 years ago, but spent no time in Glasgow or Edinburgh. I was in the Isle of Iona and Mull, so a very different experience from being in the city, but frankly, my sister and I have enjoyed navigating Glasgow, and we are heading to Edinburgh tomorrow, so we're ready. I told you a lot in my toast, but I think I should just tell you that I love you one more time for the road, because frankly, at the end of the day, all of the ribbing, all of the taking the piss that we do for one another, all of the big jokes and the little jokes and the joy and the laughter and the impossible amounts of musical theater, all of it amounts to a life well lived, and one that I'm really proud to be part of. So I love you both very much, and I am looking forward also to spending the rest of my life as your friends, whether you like it or not. So I think that's probably more than enough.
Hi, I'm Trevor Partridge. I've known Peter for about 8 years and Drew for a little bit less than that. I met Peter through a mutual coworker, and then I actually met Drew. I visited Peter on the day that he had his first date with Drew in DC, and I had to convince Peter that he actually went on a date and that he wasn't just having coffee. So yeah, that was the first interaction I had with them. Peter, we were both nerdy kindred souls. Our first hangout, we hung out over ramen, talking about Wheel of Time. So it was a very fast friendship. It was really, yeah. We've hung out a bunch. We've gone and seen most of we see Marvel movies together. We see a lot of the nerdy movies together. We talk about all those sort of things. And then as Drew came into the picture, Drew is also a huge Star Wars fan. So we bonded over that. I was really thrilled to hear the Imperial March as their recessional music. That was really special. Oh, Han Solo is definitely Peter, I would say. Yeah, Peter is much more off the cuff. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, Drew, I would probably put as the Luke Skywalker. He's always got the good intention. He's always got his eyes towards the good in people. So yeah, I'd put him. He's the solid protagonist of the group. My personal memory is I still see the picture whenever I moved to DC. All of them helped me move in, and we have a picture in the car together. Peter with his unnaturally long selfie arm taking a picture of everyone in the room in the car, and it's just one of those pictures of unbridled joy of friends hanging out together. It's still one of my favorite pictures of when I moved to DC. I learned that Peter is very comfortable getting down to his underwear with his family, which was a little bit it was a little bit surprising, but also like, okay, I guess I can see that, because that is very Peter. So yeah, that was very amusing. This venue in particular, I'm a huge fan of water, so being able to look over the Loch and just see for miles, and the stillness of the water. Whenever they were giving their speeches, there were two random rainbows that showed up. It was so cool. It was so cool to see. First time in a kilt. It's very different. It's very freeing. I would definitely do it again. I've really, I like it a lot. I've known you guys for, 7 years now, and it's just been so special to see you guys finally seal the knot. I was there when you guys informally sealed the knot, but like it's great to see all of the people who have really invested themselves in your relationship come together and celebrate you. And I'm really excited to see what you guys have planned for the years to come. It's just going to be so special to see all of that blossom. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for that.
My name is Marcus Brown, and I am friends with Peter and Drew through the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C. So it's interesting you say that, because part of my job in the chorus is to be able to audition people into the organization, and I kind of welcome them as they come in for their audition. So to see both of them at the 0 hour when they're first starting, both very sweet, very patient, very kind folks. As I got to know them, I got to see their funny sides, their quirky sides, and so now after knowing them for almost over a decade, I would imagine, it's been amazing to watch them evolve together as a couple and to share this beautiful moment with them. You know, they both join with absolutely fantastic voices, and it's been beautiful to watch them develop those voices, develop those characters, and kind of grow stronger and more confident in what they do. So I think we have a few. Some of the more important ones are me talking Drew into buying more Lego, me talking Peter into letting Drew buy more Lego. And actually, I was having a really bad moment in my life, and one day I go to my front door, I open it, and there is a giant Lego model waiting for me that Peter and Drew had bought me and said, hey, you know, we thought you might need it to cheer you up. Very first time in Scotland. I love it. I love the people. I love the energy. I love the food. I will definitely be back. First time in a kilt. No, I'm going to do this again. This is fun. I think in a world that's so filled with hate, it's hard to find true love. And it's hard to find someone who compliments you and who can actually build something together with. So the fact that they have been able to build something together, to have a bond that's tight and close and strong, is amazing, and it's a blessing, and I'm glad they've been able to do that. You know, hearing all of the toasts during the dinner was fantastic. Getting to hear from their friends and their loved ones, and getting a sense of how they all play around with each other was amazing. It was hilarious. There were tears. There was laughter. It was great. I am so proud to be in your circle. I'm so proud to be in your orbit. I'm so proud to have been able to share this moment with both of you. I love you both dearly, and I look forward to more adventures together.
Well, my name's David Neal. I first met Drew Hasty in 2004 in Australia. He was visiting his friend Fiona McPhee, who I'd worked with for the past year, and we hit it off at the party, and next thing you know, we're in Manchester in the same hospital working the same job. So, and from there on in, we were best of buddies. Core memory.
We're coming in.
Well, most of my core memories with Drew involve these two. This cut and
hi, bitch.
Hi. What are you bitches doing? Kelly.
Andrew.
We are, yes. The question is, core memory that only we would know about Drew.
Oh dear.
Steamer.
Yes, well, this is a joint one. So it was his wedding. When was it? What year was that?
It was 10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago, this year.
So they were off being grooms, and we were the guests.
We were getting ready.
Walking through their lovely hotel venue. There was somebody preparing, I think it was a tablecloth with one of those industrial steaming machines. Drew likes the song, much to our chagrin sometimes, and he decided to break into Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You with the handle of the steamer.
Yes, he was doing that.
Which switched on.
Resulting giving him a sauna face.
And that was just as we were getting our photos done just
They
outside.
haven't even got married yet.
He had a very curiously red complexion for the rest of the day. So, bless. Look, just to be nice for a second, like I met Pierre at the very, very beginning of their relationship, and Pierre's always been one of those people who's just, you see, he's just bigger, larger than life. His love explodes beyond him, and I couldn't be more happy for them, and the fact that they found their kinship.
They found the other one that's just as large in life as them.
There's nobody else in the world could match Drew.
They're both their energy.
Yeah.
The fact is, when we talk about the cars and the whole thing, Drew's had a car problem for a long time.
A car problem, yeah.
For a long time. And so when...
You need to meet someone else with a car problem, and there they've got it.
And that's it. Like, and when they said they'd had 10 car problems, I'm like, I think Drew's had 10 car problems before.
I mean, take the biscuit when Pierre's car got shot through, parked outside his house. There's a bullet hole.
What? I didn't know about that.
Yes.
And that was just Drew going the toilet.
Yes.
That was a bad night out.
People are here from everywhere.
Exactly. So.
And it was absolutely right when they were talking about how loving and caring they are. They are. Like, Drew will do anything for anyone, sometimes to his detriment, you know, absolutely. And both of them will do that. And it's clear of that today.
I'm proud of Drew for not fainting today, actually.
Yes.
Because
I thought it was like going to be the most stressful thing in the world, and I thought he would literally fall over.
And he's always been, to me, the more intelligent, wittier, funnier, more educated younger brother. And so the fact that he's, you know, this is his life, I couldn't be happier or more proud.
But I tell you, if you get the words wrong on the song,
exactly.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He knows everything. He's like the brown owl to everyone.
He's like, that's not the word. Sing it again.
My first time in Scotland. Your first
It's
time?
my second time in Scotland. Second time.
First time.
He was very difficult. He was very smart, but lazy. Lazy as hell. Oh, true.
He was a lovely boy.
He likes to go naked.
Oh, yes. He liked to go to the neighbors and eat chocolate chip cookies without his pants on.
The first time I met Drew was in DC with Pete, and we had to exchange something from Pete's dad. And Pete and Drew were like 90 minutes late. and I was sitting in a cozy coffee or one of these places, just waiting for these guys. And I was like, what's going on? And then they finally showed up.
He is very loving,
Generous. He's very
generous, inclusive.
Yeah, generous. I think he's generous is my favorite character.
I mean, look he's so detailed. He got me the yellow rose. He knows I like yellow roses.
We are very glad for both of them. This is a wonderful event, and they're wonderful people.
We're really happy that we were able to be here to celebrate with them. We're so appreciative of being included, and we're wishing them all the best.
And we miss living in DC with them. They're great.
So for me, I remember walking into the chapel, turning and starting to walk, and then realizing I was walking too fast and then slowed down. I think the next thing I remember was some photos in the cloisters. I remember the bus here, that was quite fun. And then the speeches, and I remember the lamb was lovely. And then just lots of people dancing and my friends getting very drunk. I can't believe after 11 months of planning, and it's just gone like that. But I've had a brilliant time.
For me, the pros and cons of having ADHD is I have a good memory, so I remember all of it. I've had 3 hours of sleep, but I remember all of it. From sitting there in that chair sewing that thread while everyone was doing hair, to having my own hair done while I was sewing that thread, to getting to the chapel, to walking down the aisle to Jurassic Park and the laughter of everyone.
Yeah.
That was great. To all the little surprises I threw at you, the reception and all the photos, to getting here. The bus was a lot of fun. We did a lot of sing-alongs on the bus because musicals are our lives. As you can tell, most of us got up and really jived at the end of the musicals. And the dancing and the fun and the food. I remember all of it, and I'm very glad to remember all of it.
And thanks to you guys. You've been so good and actually non-intrusive. It's just felt very kind of natural. Yes,
it felt natural, which is wonderful. It's
Yeah.
the highest compliment you can give in a situation like
Thank you.
this where everything is a bit contrived. To have something feels a little bit natural while still getting everything you could possibly want out of the day, and to remember the day for people who don't have my photographic memory,
like me,
like him. So it's great.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night from him.
Good night from him. Good night, moon. Good night, car. I'm done.
Good night.
Nothing says relaxing wedding like a blindfold entrance. Who'd have thought of this bullshit?
Invited everyone you knew. Oh, you will see the biggest gift will be from me, and the card attached would say thank you for being a friend. Ba, 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 ba. Take the low road and I'll be in Scotland for you. When he and my true love will never meet again on the bonny banks of Loch.